We are live.
All right, this is Senate Health and Welfare continuation on March 16th, and we are receiving testimony from Jamie McConnell on S25. Jamie, welcome. We have introduced ourselves. We're going to introduce ourselves one more time for you so you know who you're speaking with, and we'll start with Senator Hurd.
Hi, Ruth Hardy from the S District. Excuse me.
Terry Williams from Rutland.
Ginny Lyons from Chittenden Southeast, and I'm chair of the committee.
Good morning, Dave Weeks, representing Rutland County.
And Senator Gulick will be right back in. She just stepped out for a minute. So welcome. And why don't you introduce yourself to us and we'll hear your testimony.
Great. Thank you for having me. My name is Jamie McConnell, and I am the Deputy Director at Women's Voices for the Earth. We are an environmental health organization, a national environmental health organization, but I'm in Missoula, Montana.
Terrific.
Great. I'll just jump right into it. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Great. So members of the Committee on Health and Welfare, Chairperson Lyons, thank you for the opportunity to provide testimony today. I've already introduced myself, but I'm providing this testimony. My name is Jamie McConnell for the record, and I'm providing this testimony in support of Senate Bill 25, which among other things would ban some harmful chemicals in menstrual products. As I mentioned, I'm the Deputy Director at Women's Voices for the Earth, and I have over a decade of experience regarding the safety and disclosure of ingredients used in menstrual products. And Women's Voices for the Earth, we support Senate Bill 25 because we know that harmful chemicals, including many of the chemicals listed in this bill, have been detected in menstrual products through independent testing. Specifically, independent testing of menstrual products has detected harmful chemicals, including phthalates, PFAS, bisphenols, formaldehyde, styrene, toluene, parabens, and triclosan, among others. Also, both Procter & Gamble, the manufacturers of Tampax and Always, and Kimberly-Clark, the makers of Kotex, have filed patents that include the use of PFAS in menstrual product components. We have also seen patents including the use of triclosan in menstrual products. These chemicals can cause short-term health problems as well as long-term health risks, including cancer and reproductive harm. This is especially concerning considering menstrual products may be inserted into the body or placed on or around absorbent vaginal tissue. MI and MCI, which are those are the abbreviations for two of the chemicals that are listed on lines 23 and 24. Are also included in the list of prohibited chemicals in the bill. Allergic reactions to the preservatives MI and MCI present of MCI and MI in menstrual products have also been documented most commonly, and they're most commonly included as additives in the adhesives of menstrual pads. Skin allergy to MI and MCI in the United States has increased significantly in the last decade, with dermatologists regularly calling this condition an epidemic. Prohibiting the use of MI and MCI in menstrual products would help numerous people already sensitized to these chemicals to avoid allergic reactions, particularly to pads. Menstrual products like tampons, pads, and menstrual cups, they're regulated by the FDA as medical devices. The FDA does not require the disclosure of ingredients, and menstrual product labels are not required to get pre-market approval from the FDA. Under federal law, there are only certain labeling requirements for tampons, including warnings around toxic shock syndrome and absorbency information. Manufacturers of menstrual products are required to file a pre-market notification submission or a 510K to the FDA that shows the product is safe and effective. However, these notifications are not readily available. A Freedom of Information Act must be filed to obtain a 510K, and even then, much of the information is redacted. manufacturers do not have to submit 510Ks for menstrual pads if there's already an established safety profile for an equivalent product, but it's really important to note that pre-market notification does not restrict any chemicals. It's basically a notification that tells the FDA what the product is and some basic information about it. And even more generally, what kind of safety data the company has gathered. So Women's Voices for the Earth, in conclusion, supports this bill because we believe it will hold corporations accountable for the ingredients that they are using in menstrual products and help protect users from exposure to harmful chemicals. So thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to stay on for questions if that's needed.
Thank you. Some of it's a little scary for some of us in this room. So, but thanks for the testimony. Senator Weeks.
Just curious, so you mentioned MI and MCI, and I'm wondering if you've gone through our bill, this Senate 25, to see if MI and MCI are actually listed in the bill, because it's not, they're all like the full chemical names.
Yes, it's lines 23 and 24. It's methyl. It's a very long name and I never pronounce it correctly. So I just do the common abbreviation is MI and MCI, but it is line 22 and 23.
Very good. Thank you.
Senator Hardy.
Thank you, Jamie, for your testimony. I'm wondering, we just heard another witness talk about the definition of menstrual product. And I wonder if you could look at that definition in the bill and see if you had suggested changes or if you think it's sufficient. You're muted.
Sorry, I do need to open that up.
I can read it to you. Menstrual product means a product used to collect menstruation and vaginal discharge, including tampons, pads, sponges, menstruation underwear, discs, applicators, and menstrual cups, whether disposable or reusable. And there was somebody else just mentioned that collect versus manufactured, and I'm trying to figure out if that makes a difference materially.
I've worked on legislation in other states. And we use that definite collect, and then it's as long as it says, and I'm sorry, I can't remember, it includes but is not limited to. I think includes but is not limited to would include. We're seeing more innovation in the menstrual products industry. We're seeing cups becoming more popular, so that even like flexible disposable discs that are inserted into the body and then thrown away, that are essentially made of like plastic. So I think as long as it accounts for any innovations, any new products that may come to market, and I think that's where that including but not limited to is a good catch-all.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? We're good. Thank you very much. What time is it for you? You're Mountain Time, right? Are you Mountain Time?
Yeah, it's 6:30. Yeah.
Good. Well, we've all been up since then as well. So
I'm sure. I was very happy to provide it, and I'm happy, to, if there are any follow-up questions, to respond over email. But I appreciate you, considering, this issue, and it's great that it's getting more traction across the nation. We're seeing more policies being introduced around this. So appreciate your attention to it.
Thank you. And thanks for your work. That's very helpful.
And we like your cat too.
Sorry, I should have blurred my background.
No, it's good. It's fun.
Yeah, that's important. Okay, is Charity Clark available?
She is going to be joining us shortly before 9.
All right.
I've let everybody know that we're running ahead of schedule.
Okay, and what about Holly Davis?
No.
We're still live.
Not very much.
She's not here yet. Is anyone else available?
We do not have any.
Okay, well,
We're too efficient.
Pardon me?
We're too efficient.
But I've let everybody know that we're running well ahead of schedule. They're welcome to join us at any point. We will get them.
That's good. You posted the new draft, is the new draft of
I still don't have the new draft.
S47.
Oh, yes, that's 47. That's the new draft.
That's the
Not
2.1, is that the one that's posted?
That is,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. So what I'm going to suggest to the committee is while we're on a little hiatus, I'd like for us to take a 10-minute break. And then at 20 of, we'll be back. And we'll either have our continuing testimony on S25, or we'll take a look at draft 2.1 on S47. And then when Katie gets here, we'll go back to it again. Okay, so let's